Hello everyone and welcome to The No Show. I'll be your host Nathan Orenstein, and today I'm going to be reviewing Jurassic World Rebirth. Jurassic World Rebirth is written by David Koepp, directed by Gareth and stars Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, Mahershala Ali, Rupert Friend, Manuel Garcia-Rulfo, Luna Blaise, David Iacono, and Audrina Miranda. After the events of previous Jurassic World films, the remaining dinosaurs have migrated to the equator where the conditions are livable for them. A team is put together to extract genetic material from three of the biggest living dinosaurs for a new heart disease drug, and they pick up a stranded family on their way to their island destination. The team and the family get split up once they get to the island, and they must both survive the incredibly dangerous conditions in order to meet at the extraction point and hopefully get their DNA samples along the way. It's a standalone sequel to Jurassic World Dominion. It's a new start for the Jurassic franchise as we're finally free from the absolute disaster that the Jurassic World trilogy became. And while this does technically follow the events of those films, really all you need to know is that there are indeed dinosaurs out in the wild now. There aren't even any returning characters from Jurassic Park or Jurassic World here, so this really is a rebirth like the title suggests. And we've got big names attached. Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, and Mahershala Ali lead the cast. The CGI king himself, Gareth is directing, and David Koepp, co-writer of the original Jurassic Park, is back too. So this has to be good, right? Right? Jurassic World Dominion was so horrendous that I'm honestly kind of shocked it didn't sink the franchise as a whole. So it doesn't really surprise me that Jurassic World Rebirth decided to go full reset mode. And when I say full reset mode, I mean it realized that the original Jurassic Park's formula was really, really good, and that they decided to just redo that instead. Jurassic World Rebirth should instead be called Jurassic World Retread, with the way everything feels extremely familiar. Ha! But in all seriousness, this is what happens when a major studio is scared out of their minds of another failure, so they just play it as safe as humanly possible. Think Star Wars The Force Awakens coming off the disappointing prequel trilogy. The difference with Star Wars is that it's pulling from a rich lore and a world with boundless opportunities for storytelling. Jurassic World Rebirth, on the other hand, is stuck with the concept of, what if dinosaurs existed at the same time as humans, which we've of course done 6 times before now. What I'm trying to get at is that Rebirth is like Jurassic Park, which is a massive upgrade from the last 2 Jurassic World movies, but it's not doing anything well or exciting enough to actually stand out in any way. This is about as middle ground as you can possibly get. I will give the film credit where it's due. First of all, it looks great. Gareth previously made Godzilla, Rogue One, and The Creator, all films that, if nothing else, were able to achieve massive scale through incredible CGI work. And Jurassic World Rebirth is no different. This is pretty much exactly the look you'd want from a film that takes place on a tropical island that's filled with dinosaurs. My favorite parts of the film, though, actually took place on the open ocean, involving some very large dinos doing their best Jaws impression, and those scenes really got my blood pumping. Throughout the film, there are a few scenes that are actually intense, harkening back to those classic Jurassic Park moments. Unfortunately, that's really where my positives end. Luckily, the negatives aren't too bad, but everything that isn't a positive is just so blah. The story kicks off so fast that it's almost impossible to care about. I appreciate that they didn't dwell on exposition, but it also gave the impression that the filmmakers don't really care about the story either, and that shows throughout the rest of the movie. The characters are also completely forgettable and as bland as cardboard cutouts, and any attempts to flesh them out through serious dialogue just came off as boring because there's nothing there. And speaking of boring moments, the pacing here is a disaster. It doesn't help that we're following 2 separate parties on this island, so we're flip-flopping pretty much the entire middle hour of this film. And when we do get to the climax, it just felt like it took forever to wrap things up, and I had more than lost interest by the time the credits rolled. When you take the writing out of the picture, which the movie practically does on its own, it's really apparent that you're watching the Jurassic franchise trying its best to recreate moments they've already done before. And while none of these moments are bad, they're rarely as exciting as they would have been if this was our first rodeo. But it's not even close, and the resulting film feels like a hollow shell of what this franchise should be. Overall, Jurassic World Rebirth is hardly the worst thing in the world, and frankly, it's not even close to being the worst Jurassic film. But it's not doing anything at all to move the franchise in a new direction, and it feels like it's spinning its wheels in the mud for the better part of its runtime. It has its moments for sure, but it has just as many moments of pure nothingness too. If you're a big fan of the franchise, I can't imagine you won't like this. But for everyone else, this is about as safe and uninteresting as it gets. I'm going to be giving it a 5 out of 10. If you enjoyed the review, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And if you've seen Jurassic World Rebirth already, I'd love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I've been Nathan Orenstein with The No Show. Thanks for watching.